Tobin's R32 is back from getting the gearbox fitted. It's got a NAVARA box and the shifter is way the fuck up there. So what are you doing?
What's the old saying? Don't measure and cut once? No. Cutting out the hole so I can get the wee dog leg shifter made. Bit more progress, and then once that's done, put it all back together and then do the drive shaft. And then we'll be good.
Come under here, you can see the NAVARA box. It's pretty beefy unit. So the bell housing was cut off and an RB one was welded to it. So I've got the exhaust system back on it now. Downpipe's on, comes up to a V-bin there, and these bolt onto it. So you can just imagine twin blast pipes on the back of this with the BN kit. This thing is so dope. So the whole reason that Tobin's car has been out of action for so long and getting all this work done to it was because you heard us talk about it in the previous video, but yeah, the flywheel let go, and that's the damage that it did to the gearbox. Yeah, so definitely made a right mess of things.
Yeah, snapped the input shaft right in half. Twisted it and snapped it, like it's on the piss as well. The flywheel only broke into 3 pieces, and there's hardly not much damage to the body at all. Just scraped it up really, but yeah, that's a mess.
Made a real meal of this.
It's a shame.
You've got the block somewhere too, don't you?
I scrapped it last week, but yeah, it's a shame because it was a mint 20 gearbox, and now it's not.
Well,
we'll try and make a good one out of it.
yeah, because I've got that one out of that which has a fine input shaft.
Or I've got the other one.
And you've got the other one as well.
And a bell housing sitting there.
So once the gearbox, the gearbox is in, once cut the hole, do the shifter, drive shaft, it's just intercooler piping, isn't it?
Yeah, and mate Troy's gonna, on the diff shot's gonna do nice nice clamps and stuff on both sides. Those I can't remember what they're called now, those nice the V-band clamp.
Yeah, for the intercooler piping instead of silicone joiners.
Yeah, so there won't be any silicone joiners. So that'll be good. Get it going, running, and then pull it back out, do a sump, head drain, oil pump, Synco, re-gate,
retune.
Go back for a retune.
So we just quickly went down to the workshop to get a 3-inch V-band clamp so we can put the tips onto the R32 here.
Chucking the 2 rubber mounts. Line up nicely, which it does.
Those are some big tips.
Oh, big tips or big? No, big not for it.
Well, apologies for the wind noise, but we need to get the drive shaft out of his old RB gearbox. Why are we doing this?
I need the rear section to bolt up to the wheels and hang bearing and stuff, and then we'll chop that off there somewhere and then get that made up to the NAVARA gearbox 6 feet.
Yep, and it's kind of stuck in there, so yeah, we've got 2 ratchets, one to the post, to that post.
What's it called? Move your bastard.
Yeah, shift your bastard. Sprayed some stuff in there that works good, getting the crank cog off my 20 when we pulled that apart.
Probably spray some more in there,
Yeah, it's up there. That's the goods.
She's pretty tensioned up.
I think it moves a little bit.
Must have done if I've got a few clips out of it.
So what you guys just saw was filmed around the same time that Matsuri was, which was the last video that you guys saw, which was about 2 weeks ago. So after losing my SD card, I sort of just thought to myself, I'd take this opportunity to just have a little break. You guys know that I was going absolutely crazy for about a month, doing 4 or 5 videos a week while still working full time. And the channel grew so much, like welcome to everyone that's new. And shout out to all the OGs that have been here for the last year and a bit. Yeah, just working full time and doing that, it just ran myself into the ground. And yeah, losing the SD card was a little bit of a wake up call that I needed to chill out a bit, and that's what I've done for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, little update on things. Actually, just since I haven't been filming anything, there's still been quite a bit happening. With the SKYLINE, we didn't end up cutting the hole, as you can see there. And the reason was because the hole saw that we had was this one here. As you can see, it's very, very blunt compared to that one. So yeah, this is the one that Tobin's picked up. So yeah, that'll be able to cut the hole. Tobin was sitting there for about 5 minutes putting all of his weight on it, and it was doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, hopefully that one does it. Another little update, it's 1JZ here. So Tobin's got the 1J for his 180SX. Picked that up like, I think last week, maybe the week before. But yeah, so 1JZ, 180SX content is going to be in full swing next year, obviously with the motor here. Also gone and picked up this brand new R154 gearbox. This thing has never ever been in a car before. This thing is cool. That is a new car, which you will not find out what it is in this video, but you will find out in another video. No, that's not the bumper for it, so don't bother car jamming that plate because it's not going to tell you what this car is. So you'll find out about that new car in a future video, but yeah, now a few updates about the S14. There's been some big things happen, and yeah, you guys are going to be seeing the Silvia on track very soon. So with the Silvia, decided that I wanted to run the same tire instead of getting second-hand tires. I want to be able to run the same tire because it's obviously, you know, it's consistent. You get in the car, you know what the tire is going to do, and you can work on your driving a lot better because, you know, you're not jumping between different tires. And you may not think that it makes a big difference, but it actually does. So I picked a couple of sets of 18s up from Nathan Chapman at Tire Al, so big shout out to him. And yeah, these are the wheels I got. So they are DTMs, but yeah, they are work CR Kawami reps. So yeah, obviously these are knockoffs, but they are going on a drift car. So I didn't really want to fork out a heap of money for wheels that I'm going to smash up. These are not the color that they're going to be staying. I am going to be powder coating them in the new year. So stay tuned for the color that I decide to go with these. Finally picked my engine up from the machine shop too. So I have the head and block back. Got the head sitting here. You can see it's nice and freshly skimmed. Everything's been checked over. This head is mint to go back in. We've also got the crankshaft here, and yeah, she's all ready to go as well. Had the collar, the factory collar machined off. You can see this extended one's been slipped on because the factory ones is like literally half the length. So you have half the engagement on the oil pump, which is why you always shatter oil pumps and RBs. But yeah, big must, and I'm super happy I decided to do that because originally I wasn't planning on doing that. Also picked up a new Hydro Handbrake. Got this from Jet Brace. It's yeah, a billet Hydro. Apparently these are shit, so I'm going to take that off and put a new one on. But yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. It's adjustable too, so you can adjust it sort of where you want it. Doing that just sort of moves it forward, and bring it down, brings it back. All my rings and bearings here. So these are obviously the engine bearings and stuff. Didn't end up going with ARP head bolts right away. Factory replacement head bolts. These here, piston rings, some gaskets, rear, front main seal for the oil pump as well. And here is all the gaskets that I need for the motor. So, you know, cam, exhaust, intake, all that sort of jazz. Head gasket as well. I originally did want to get a metal head gasket, but there weren't many of those in the country either, and the ones that were here were fucking ridiculous. So the one I ended up going with is I think it's a graphite one. It's not as good, but I never plan on making massive power for this motor anyway. So with the block being decked and the head being skimmed, the surfaces are completely flat. With, you know, fresh head bolts, it should be more than enough. Picked up a fuel surge tank and came with a Aeroflow fuel pump. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little unit. So obviously the fuel pump sits in there, and on the top of the fuel pump feeds the motor. Here you have the feed for the surge tank itself. So you have the factory fuel tank, which has a lift pump in it, which lifts the fuel into the surge tank. And obviously goes from the pump here to the motor. Here we have a return from the motor, and the middle one here is a overflow. So obviously we've got the lift pump putting it in, and all the fuel coming back from the motor comes back into here. So this can get too full, and if that happens, then yeah, fuel just comes back out of here and yeah, back into the fuel tank. Well, I wasn't kidding when I said I got a whole lot of parts, because I've also got something else here too. So pick this up, and what this is a rear parcel tray delete panel. In Silvia's, obviously, you know, seats are all ripped out and shit. If I went drifting, the cabin would fill up big time with smoke, because obviously there's so many like little holes, and especially that big one in the middle over the back. So what this does is that covers it all and tries to, help stop smoke from getting into the cabin. But the other real big thing is having the surge tank in the boot, because it's fuel and it's not going to have its own little enclosure around it. I need to separate the boot from the cabin. Right, so that'll pretty much be it for this one, guys. I'm sweating like a pig. It's so hot, even though it's raining outside. It's weird. Yeah, anyway, that'll be it for this one. Cheers for watching, guys. I figured I'd just give you a little bit of an update on what's going on. This video will be going up tomorrow night, which is Christmas Eve. So I'm filming this on the Wednesday. So yeah, I want to give a big Merry Christmas to all you guys. Hope you guys enjoy your Christmas and your New Year's. Enjoy your time off work if you get it. If you have to work like me, then yeah, mahi hard and get shit done. But yeah, that'll be it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.